All right, here we are. Capital Materials. We're getting these metal studs to put in our floor. This is how we're going to start our day.
Alright, so Big Daddy's been shopping. You want to show us what you got?
Oh, well, come over here and I can lay it out on top.
Okay, we got Thompson's water seal because we thought if we're going to replace this floor, we might as well protect it from future water damage should there be another leak. You checked with the guys at the shop, right? And they said it's not toxic, it will be fine.
No. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get the plywood set up and we're gonna paint the Thompson's water seal on it and let it kind of cure out
While it's outside.
And then we're gonna we're gonna do both sides of it and the ends, and when we cut it we're gonna redo the ends that we cut.
Okay.
So
and you've got some screws.
I got screws to hold the metal on. I got screws to hold the plywood down.
Alright, let's go check out what you got over here. He bought a new tool yesterday.
A drill driver. An impact driver, whatever you want to call it.
Alright, with 2 batteries, so he's always got one that's fully charged.
Both of them's hot right now.
Okay. 2 hot batteries.
And these are metal studs. I bought 4 of them. So we're going to take these and cut them down. No, that's 2.
Oh, okay. I see they're folded on top of each other.
And the guys at Graco were very good because they do not handle metal studs. And they were very good to find me the information that I needed to get these metal studs.
Very nice. And what size plywood do we have?
We have 5/8 plywood. This is subfloor plywood.
I have a feeling I'm right in the way, so let me move over here. So just to give a little backstory, we found out recently from seeing some dripping underneath the camper that we had a leak somewhere between the kitchen and the front door. Big Daddy pulled the flooring up in a small area and found that due to the floor, the compressed styrofoam just breaking down, we had a drain pipe that went from the kitchen sink to the gray tank, and the flooring was actually pushing down on that pipe. It had no protection, and it was laying on top of a crossbeam. So it cracked. So the pipe had to be replaced, and that's the first thing Big Daddy did. Then when we started working on the floor, he found that there was a second area where the same pipe had been crushed due to the flooring being compressed. I don't know why they put the drain line on top of a crossbeam, but there's several other things that happened, but that's where all this water damage came from. So moving on now to the floors. Our floors were 1/8" plywood on top, compressed styrofoam underneath. The compressed styrofoam was 1.5 inches, and there was another 1/8" plywood underneath that, and that's all it was. Now we're going to pull all the old flooring up. We're going to, I say we, Big Daddy's going to put down some steel angle iron, which is made from studs, and he's going to get that screwed in. And then he's going to put 5/8" plywood into that, and then get everything leveled out, and then put on top 1/8" plywood on over everything to put the new flooring on. This is day 1. I believe it took 8 days. 7 I filmed, 1 I did not. I had left Big Daddy and my son there, and I forgot to turn the camera on. So anyway, 8 days total. So this is the end of day 1 coming up, and I will put also at the end of each day the pictures that I took in between video. Kind of gives a clear overview of everything that was done throughout that particular day. So let's carry on and finish out day 1.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Misadventures of RV Life.
Day 2.
Day 2. Got this section kind of tore out. There's 2 things I want to point out about this RV. Not going to mention no names, but you probably already know what kind of camper we have. This drain line, if you see these 2 blocks, when I replaced that, because this floor actually crushed that pipe and busted it open in 2 places. This one and one behind me. And then as I'm tearing out, I noticed this. It was cut, not reattached to anything. It's just floating. So when you walk on it, this is a very high traffic area, it pushes down on this pipe, which in turn causes this pipe to break. And just to let you know that it is very much so a pain to replace, you have to cut this floor out to replace it.
Yeah, because you can't get to it from underneath.
You can't get to it from underneath, you have to get to it from up here. So if you're planning on buying an RV, or you're planning on working on yours because your floor situation is like this, I have 2 suggestions. One, if you're going to buy a new RV, make sure you do your research on your floor. I did not. That is my fault. You don't want this. If it says light and you're going to live in it full time, leave it alone.
So that's part of day 2. I'm going to set up the time-lapse camera so you can see Big Daddy fix this. What he is doing, as you'll see from yesterday, is putting in new frames and extra supports that go in the opposite direction to the ones that are there. So,
and then we'll come back with a piece of Luan or 1/8 inch plywood on top of all that to make it the same level.
right, because he's recessing, and you see this one from yesterday right here. He's recessing these so that they're just almost the same as the metal.
And then we will we'll just go from there. All right, day 3. Very time consuming. I can get a section a day, and then, you know, kind of old, so I give out. But today's is
Let
this
me,
section.
hold on, let me show him. This was a,
That's as far as it goes, trash man.
oh, okay. Well, that's day 1. It goes back to the bedroom door. This is day 2. Back up. Okay, go ahead.
Still have an adjustment to do on those sections over there to get it flush with the aluminum metal there. Ran into some complications yesterday with the two that you see is free floating on my right, your left. Hopefully today it'll be a little better. I can get this whole section right here in, and my son is coming to template everything so that we can cut the luan that goes on top properly and cover up everything. But we are going to seal all these cracks with that great stuff so that we have our insulation, keep bugs out, stuff like that. So, without any further ado, we're going to get to doing. 97 of this floor rebuilt. I was just joking, day 4. Run into a few little problems yesterday. Son came over and helped me straighten them out. Still got a couple of problems we got to go back and work on, but this is where we're at. I'll put this piece in here in just a few minutes.
So tell them about what you did with these cross, whatever they are.
My son come up with that. He came over yesterday and he came up with these, and then I put the angle iron around the edges of it.
Oh, but that one doesn't have anything around there. This is the angle iron that he's putting in, attaching to these beams to hold the wood, like
Hold the
so.
wood up. If you want to step on it,
Enough.
it would be impressive.
Oh, me?
Yeah, sure, why not? I'm on my knees.
Well, I don't know if they can tell.
You don't know if they can tell. You don't know if you can tell?
Well, like for instance here,
Alright.
this needs a cross beam right here.
Yeah, we're going to have to go back and put one on
You
there.
can see the floor move. But when I get on this one, nothing. It's solid. I'm not jumping.
Don't jump.
Yeah.
Now you hear our chirping dog into that.
Even these beams.
Yeah, everything's a lot better now.
On this day, I didn't get much filming done at all because I turned the camera on here while Big Daddy was sort of doing this one section and giving it more durability. It needed more supports than it had, and it needed to be leveled out. Our son had redone the section by the front door, giving it more support and getting it level. And while our son was doing that, Big Daddy was doing the section between the kitchen sink and the dining table. However, I was gone most of the day over at my daughter's, so like I said, unfortunately, just this end of the day filming is what got done. Okay, now he's just securing the boards on top of this section, and then he's going to work on the little triangle by the bathroom door, and then that's it for day 5. This is day 6 and the last section that has to be replaced. Big Daddy did have to pull up the register for the heat, as you can see, because it was on the actual beam, or cut into the actual beam, and we needed to move it so we can get a nice solid beam down the center of the room. So this is all in fast forward. And you'll see right here at the bottom, or the closest to the bottom section that actually did crush or get cracked. Like I said, it breaks after a while in a high traffic area, but that is actually broken right there. The other half was fine, but Big Daddy needed to get back to another beam so that he could use that for his supports. In addition, this was Memorial Day, and we had run out of the steel, so he went to Lowe's or Home Depot, I don't remember which one, and purchased some wood. He used 1x4s and made 1x1s and screwed them to the aluminum rails at either end. Also, he used 2x4s at the edges and the center and notched it out for the plywood to sit on. On day 7, it was time to get the flooring down. We used a peel and stick and also the liquid nails. It has stayed down very, very well. There was one in the living room that the edge stayed up, so I used some super glue. It hasn't come up again, and it's been well over a week. Maybe two, it's been 2 weeks. And then there was one piece that was by the kitchen that had like a shiny end on it, but I've decided just to leave that there. And otherwise it is perfect. I am going to do some sealing where 2 of them, we didn't get them quite butted up against each other properly, so I'm going to put a little sealant there, and then I'm going to sweep and mop, but I wanted to give it some time to settle and also get that sealant down before I put any sort of water on the floor. But loving the actual color, it goes really well with what we have. And our next project, well, that'll be coming up soon. I'd also like to say that we are not RV professionals. We're not floor installers. We just wanted to get this done so that we didn't have to send our RV in to have it repaired. Number 1, the warranty doesn't cover the floor. Number 2, it will probably be in there for 6 months at least. I've heard of other RVs that have been in there forever to have a lot smaller of a job done. And Big Daddy is sort of a jack of all trades. He didn't really want to do the floor. He has bad knees, so I know that it gave him a hard time. But he persevered and he did a fantastic job. The floor feels so much better. So happy with it, and I'm very proud of him for what he did. Alright, so here he is all done. I've cleaned up the house and I have vacuumed. I have not yet mopped. It turned out fabulous. We did take all the staples out of the carpet on the side, so we have to replace those. Our staple gun, however, is not strong enough, so I'm going to have to rent one. But fantastic. Love the way it turned out. If you have any questions, please put them in the comment box below. I did show you a box with the information on it if you're interested in this particular peel and stick, and it was purchased at Lowe's. I hope you enjoyed our video. You guys have a great day.